What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T-Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. So last week, the Galactic 7 flight was completed, and this week was also eventful for Virgin Galactic. The stock is down 19% overall, while the rest of the market was up on the back of what was otherwise positive inflation data. The reverse stock split had a lot to do with this underperformance, and so in today's video, I'll go over a quick update on the Galactic 7 flight and the reverse stock split implications. I'll then briefly touch on the analyst ratings, just a couple of things to point out here, and I'll close with what I'm personally doing as far as buying, holding, or selling. As always, this is not to be taken as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is my personal approach to investing and the thought process behind it. I'd recommend watching all the way through so that you don't miss out on anything pertinent I will be sharing. Drop the video an early like if you haven't already, and smash that subscribe button. Those are two easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the news around Galactic 7. Playing right now is direct footage from the flight. A few milestones were accomplished. It is the second and last space flight of 2024. It is also the 12th successful mission Virgin Galactic has flown to date since opening up commercial flight. Galactic 7, as a reminder, had a mix of civilian astronauts, 3 to be exact, and 1 researcher. Everything went as well as it could have, and ultimately was a great way to retire VSS Unity. I'm sure many of you already knew this, but it's worth reiterating just in case. This was the last commercial flight, not just for 2024, but until Virgin Galactic brings forth the Delta fleet in 2026. This means that one of the main drivers for excitement around this stock has now vanished. But that in itself is not why the stock crashed to its all-time low of just under 67 cents. This past Wednesday, June 12th, the Virgin Galactic Executive Board of Directors announced the approval of the 1-for-20 reverse stock split. The stock was trending higher back towards the $1 mark until that announcement happened. You can see the big price drop at the open on Thursday and then the follow through on Friday with the all-time low hitting in. Some key dates to be aware of: the reverse stock split went into effect this past Friday on June 14th at 5 p.m. Tomorrow, Monday, June 17th, official trading on a split adjusted basis will go live at market open. So meaning that for every 20 shares held post-market closure on Friday will now be consolidated down to 1 share. So for example, if you had 200 shares on Friday worth $139.12, when the market opens on Monday, you will see a new share count reflected as 10 shares, but they will still be worth the $139.12. It is also worth noting that no fractional shares will be issued as a result of this reverse stock split. For example, if you had 50 shares pre-split, you would not be issued 2.5 shares post-split. Instead, you would see 2 shares worth $27.82 and receive a cash payout of $6.96. Essentially, with the market price of just under 70 cents, Virgin Galactic should open trading on Monday morning at a split adjusted price of around $14. Big benefit here, of course, is that this moves the stock significantly away from the $1 mark or less and removes the delisting risk, right? Virgin Galactic official statement for the primary driver of this reverse stock split is as follows, and I quote, "The primary goal of the reverse stock split is to increase the per share market price of the company's common stock to meet the minimum per share bid price requirement for continued listing on a New York Stock Exchange." End of quote. So there you have it. Now, quickly looking at the analyst ratings, no major changes to the distribution here. We're still looking at a consensus rating of hold with 6 total ratings. So we have 1 buy rating, 4 hold ratings, and 1 sell rating. The listed price targets to some extent are now irrelevant. The reason being that they will all need to be revised to their split adjusted value. The main thing to watch for here in the coming weeks is the new ratings and price targets each analyst covering the stock will issue post-reverse stock split. So kind of taking it back a little bit here, the last time we spoke, this was a month ago, I told you then that given Virgin Galactic cash reserves, this reverse stock split was paramount to raising the stock price and allow more flexibility to raise capital through additional stock offerings, right? And really, short of getting acquired by another company and or receiving an external cash injection, further diluting investors post-split is likely the only way for Virgin Galactic to survive long enough to bring Delta to commercial state. The bottom line here for me is that while I support the approach and it makes sense, I was not a fan of going to the full 1-for-20 reverse split, and judging by the stock price response, I'd say that many felt the same way. A 1-for-5 or even a 1-for-10 would have been a better balance in my opinion. It's true that 1-for-20 gives Virgin Galactic more runway, right? There's no denying that, but it completely shoots smaller investors in the foot, especially when you consider that the stock price will most likely be further diluted, right, in the coming 6 to 9 months to a year. Consider that we have a solid year before we get to the validation flight testing on Delta. There really isn't going to be much excitement or fundamental factors to keep the stock price propped up. And it's unlikely the stocks suddenly get high demand from institutional grade investors. And so as far as I'm concerned, instead of sitting back and watching the amount I have allocated to Virgin Galactic potentially fully erode another 60 to 90% over the next 6 to 9 months, I decided that it was more prudent for me to further trim my position. And as a result, I sold another 1,000 shares and kept a small amount for tracking purposes. Now, that being said, I still stand by my statement that short of bankruptcy, there is nothing but upside here long term. The keyword here, long term. But short to mid-term, I have to be real, it no longer makes sense for me to keep a larger allocation in Virgin Galactic when the capital could be better allocated somewhere else. In my case, ChargePoint, Neo, Tesla, or the Bitcoin miners are all great candidates. The bottom line here, and really the last thing that I will say is this. Virgin Galactic sells an incredible experience and service. I still believe that they have a solid shot at crossing the chasm and scaling this up. That said, I would be surprised if the stock price didn't gradually drop over the next 12 months and ended up offering a better re-entry point. That is what I will be aiming for. In the meantime, I will continue to follow the progress they make towards Delta and keep you all in the know. But on that note, that is it for me today. If you found value in my content and feel so inclined, check out the thanks button at the bottom of the screen here. Remember to click the like button and share with others who you think could also benefit from it. For my newcomers, subscribe, it's free, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you too can stay in the know. I'll be back next Sunday for my weekly video and possibly during the week for an extra one. Till then, you can keep up with me here on X for crypto and NFT related news. Thank you for watching, stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.